Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the country. We're so excited that you're here to participate in the National Housing Training Institute, or NHTI, hosted at the University of Washington this summer. We have lots of information to share with you just about the Institute, about Seattle, about your time at NHTI, and then we'll definitely take some questions that you have at the end as well. Just wanted to share an introduction today for everybody participating in the Institute this summer. So my name is Vicki Vanderwerf, she, her pronouns. I'm the Director of Residential Life here at the University of Washington, working with participants this year. We have a few more introductions, but I'll share a quick video first from our coordinating committee chair, and then we'll get into our agenda and some more intros. So I'm going to play this video now. This is Hillary. Hillary does great work at Seattle University and is chairing our coordinating committee for NHTI.
Hello and welcome to NHTI 2025. My name is Hillary Lichterman. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as the Director of Housing and Residence Life at Seattle University, as well as the chair for the coordinating committee for NHTI. You have made a wise decision to apply for this amazing institute that has been truly life-giving for decades for housing professionals, and I can't commend you enough for making that big, brave, bold step to apply. Congratulations on your acceptance. And I think you will find that this will be an incredibly magical experience. That is often a phrase used when talking about NHTI. I had the pleasure of attending NHTI in 2008, and it has been transformative. I knew it then, but over the years, I've thought about that experience time and time again. I'm still in touch with many of my cohort mates and many of the faculty. That brings me to gratitude for the faculty who have been working for months to prepare their sessions and think about how to be very intentional with cluster time and just your experience in general. As you think about your experience in this orientation and at the Institute and beyond, I encourage you to set your intentions. What do you hope to learn, gain, do, and experience? Being very clear on maybe the 3 to 5 intentions you're coming to the space with will serve you incredibly well. Intentions might include meeting new colleagues, but get more specific. What do you want to learn? How do you want to grow? How do you want to show up as a generous colleague and share your ideas, wisdom, and support with those you meet? Take some time to do that and revisit that, maybe even write it down. Also, approach this experience with curiosity. What can you learn about yourself, others, the profession, the world, our students, and the future that lies ahead of us? Thank you again for joining us in this very special community. I'm so excited to see you in July. I am sorry to miss today as I am in Wisconsin with family and eating some cheese as well. So looking forward to seeing you then. Have a great orientation and take good care. Hello.
All right. So that was Hillary. Hillary will join us this summer. Just wanted to share a few words of welcome. So our agenda for today, we're going to talk a little bit about what is NHTI and what is the experience that you signed up for and that you'll be participating in this summer. And we'll talk a little bit about Seattle and the University of Washington and your time here, a little bit about the schedule and what you can expect as part of the NHTI experience, and then some things to look forward to in next steps. So a couple of pieces around Seattle and UW. We're going to do some more introductions. First, Spencer, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll hand it over to Josh.
Oh, sure. Hi, all. Spencer Giese, he's his pronouns, Educational Program Manager at ACUA-Y. So I've been in touch with all of you at some way, shape, or form in this process, or even in previous ACUI engagements or engagements in the field in general. So thrilled to have an outstanding cohort for NHTI 2025. Overall ACUI items and questions, certainly I will field those, send those my way, and looking forward to seeing you on site in Seattle in just over a couple months. Now I'll pass it over to Josh.
Thanks, Spencer. Good morning. Josh Gianna. I use he, him pronouns as of next week. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Student Life and Executive Director of Housing and Food Services at UW, and serving with Vicki as one of the Institute co-directors. And my area of focus is more working with the faculty, but you'll certainly see me on site quite a bit.
Thanks, Spencer and Josh. And again, my name is Vicki, working with all participants this year. So excited to host NHTI this summer. We also wanted to introduce you. They're not here today, but this is our host committee. We have such a great team of amazing professionals in housing and food services at the University of Washington. These are just a few of them. They're coming from, conference services, facilities, communication and marketing, residential life, dining. So a lot of staff from different units within our department are volunteering to host you this summer. You'll see their faces when you're here on campus in July, but they're also working in the background, just preparing for your arrival. Wanted to highlight right now Ashley and Raverick, who you see here. They are our transportation chairs. So you've already heard from them in one initial email just about getting to campus and flights and coordination of travel. So they'll be reaching out over time, as well as a few of other of our host committee. All right, we have another video to show you. This video really highlights Seattle. If you've never been to Seattle before, it's a beautiful city, especially in the summer, a lot to do, a lot to see. So I wanted to share a little bit about the city with you right now.
Come as you are to the city of 7 hills, this many-faceted emerald. Its myriad faces luminous in the sun. Yes, in the sun. The gray deepens our love of the light. From the roller skating mavens along Alki Beach, to the bald eagle sitting vigil atop Seward Park firs, to the gardens set golden by bonfires. We are a city of multitudes, without separation between the land and its people. Come as you are to the unceded home of the Duwamish, to a city pierced by a great fire that still echoes in the underground. Come to this city of soil and high-rise, the city of 400,000 loud at pride, and quiet corners of twice-sold tails and lounging cats. This city held in the colossal gaze of Mount Rainier and the sculpted brutalism of Freeway Park. Come to the city of opposites, where we are broadened by our joinings, a city that holds the wild botanical expanse of an arboretum and a corpse flower carefully contained in the spheres. Come see how we needle the sky, our reach toward the space age, and how great herons hunt in a marsh in the shadow of mighty huskies at war. Come as you are to the city of heart, not cartoonish, but human, winding, durational, a real thing of flesh and blood. It thumps in an alley wall pockmarked with chewed gum, in the chest of a troll stoically keeping its watch. In our unplanned streets that lead to sleepy, secret beaches. And it leaps with the migratory orcapods in Elliott Bay. And it is red in the center of knowledge. Red over koi and under Japanese weeping maple. Red in the sunsets over the Jose P. Rizal Bridge and in rusted gasworks giants. Come as you are to this evergreen field of play. We change and are changed by the connections that we make. However brief, however strange or unexpected. So come to this city of delight and surprise. Come and be fed. Be wowed. And be welcomed.
All right, so hopefully that gave you just a touch of flavor of what Seattle has to offer and what you'll see while you're here. So I wanted to get into some logistics before we get into more of the NHTI schedule. Probably what you might be considering right now is your travel to Seattle. So a couple pieces to know. Monday, July 7th is the day that we expect most participants to arrive, especially if you're coming from the East Coast. It can be quite a long flight if you have a layover, especially. So I encourage you to arrive on the 7th. We'll be ready for you. You're also able to travel on the 8th if you choose, especially if you're a little bit closer or on the West Coast. We just want to make sure that you're here by 2 p.m. on campus by 2 p.m. on Tuesday. That's the first initial time for the welcome that we have where everybody's together. So 2 p.m. on Tuesday is the first session. So we really encourage you, if you are going to travel on Tuesday, to arrive at the airport early in the morning and have a flight that lands by 11 a.m. or so on Tuesday, so that you can make it to campus by 2 p.m. that afternoon. But again, Monday is also a great travel day to then arrive on campus. The Seattle Tacoma Airport, or SeaTac Airport, is about 15 miles away from campus. It's about a 45-minute light rail ride. So the light rail is connected to the airport. It's just a short walk from the terminals. We're going to have staff at the airport on arrival days, just for you to call, connect with, especially if you have questions, and also to pick up a light rail card to get on the light rail to travel to campus. So the light rail map is on the slide here. So from the SeaTac Airport, it's a few stops up to the University of Washington. You'll stop where Husky Stadium is. So you'll get off there, and then we'll have cars to transport you from the light rail station to campus, to the residence hall that you'll be staying in with us for NHTI. So just know the light rail ride is about 45 minutes, especially if you're traveling on that Tuesday, just to make sure that you get here in time. And if for some reason you're traveling when we don't have staff at the airport, we'll make sure that we get a light rail pass to you beforehand before you arrive. So you'll have that. As you're planning for your departure, Saturday, July 12th is the departure day. We encourage you to depart on Saturday, not on Friday. Friday night, we'll show the schedule here in a minute, but Friday night, our program won't end until about 9 p.m. So it's pretty late on Friday that we're closing with the last banquet and the last sessions. So encourage you to leave Saturday, July 12th. The first train departs, the first light rail departs at 5 a.m. To get to the airport by 6. So we recommend flights leaving no earlier than 8 a.m. on Saturday, but a little later is probably a little bit better too. A couple notes just around arriving and departing. If you would like to arrive early, we can give you hotel recommendations if you want to stay the weekend before, but can't accommodate any early arrivals before that Monday. And then you're welcome to stay if you'd like afterwards as well, if you want to be a tourist or sightsee in Seattle. So we can accommodate any late arrivals until Sunday, the day after. So Sunday, July 13th. You'd have to pay for one night on your own, but we can coordinate that with you. And we can also suggest any local hotels in the area too. Couple pieces of information about the weather in Seattle. Seattle is the most beautiful, in my opinion, and the best weather in the summer. I have a lot of friends and family from out of town who come visit and think it just rains all the time in Seattle. And it's actually very sunny in the summer, especially in July when you're here. So you should have good weather. Usually in the mid 70s in summertime. We will have a little caveat there. Last year when we hosted NHTI, we had quite a heat wave in the summer in July when we hosted, and it was quite hot in the 80s and low 90s, which is very unusual for Seattle, but there is a caveat there. Because it is usually pretty temperate in the 70s in the summer, there's not a lot of air conditioning in buildings on campus, and there's no air conditioning in the residence halls that you're staying in. There are in some of the common spaces in the meeting room that we'll be in and in lounges, but not your room itself. So something to know there. A couple of pieces we just wanted to share about the University of Washington campus. There's an optional tour on one of the last days of NHTI. I really encourage you to take that, especially if you've never been to campus before. Campus is huge, very beautiful, amazing buildings to see and tour, or even just walk through. This is a picture that cherry blossoms just bloomed a few weeks ago. So just a beautiful campus, great buildings, amazing architecture. So I encourage you to check it out. We recently, about a year ago, merged or went over to the Big Ten. So Big Ten institution, there's 50,000 students across the University of Washington campuses, and rated the most innovative public university in the world. So definitely a world-class institution, great place to see. If you saw last year around December, there was a movie that came out around, it was called Boys in the Boat. It was about the rowing team at the University of Washington making it to the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. So if you've seen that, maybe you have a little bit of a history of the UW, but definitely encourage you to see campus. I'm excited for you to take a tour and explore it while you're here. All right, we have another just quick video. This is really showcasing a little bit of Seattle, but it's really around our conferences, conference services, some dining options on campus. So I'll play that now.
The University of Washington is the perfect location for your summer conference. With modern, affordable, fully furnished housing options and flexible dining packages, we offer one of the best values in the Northwest. We invite you to see what Seattle has to offer, from the world-famous Pike Place Market and iconic Space Needle to the shimmering waterfront and the snow-capped mountain ranges. Seattle displays a wonderful balance of urban amenity and natural wonder. The University of Washington campus is only 30 minutes from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport and a 10-minute ride to downtown Seattle, making the UW campus a convenient central location for visitors. Whether you're planning an intimate academic retreat or a large scientific poster session, we have a broad range of venue choices for you. These include small study and large meeting rooms, high-tech auditoriums, world-class performance theaters, inviting banquet facilities, relaxing lounges and reception areas, and open-air patios. We understand the importance of having enough room and the right space to foster engagement, and we believe you will find the ideal space for your event at the University of Washington. In between meeting and exploring, we know your group will need to fuel up with a bite to eat. The UW dining team has an award-winning culinary and service staff that can expertly deliver multiple dining options anywhere on campus. Whether you're interested in a quick lunch in one of our on-campus restaurants, a large formal gathering with multiple menu choices, or a quick coffee and pastry meeting break, UW Dining has it all. If fast-paced downtown Seattle isn't your style, there is also plenty to explore in your free time right here on campus. From a museum to an art gallery, waterfront activities, beautiful trails, and open fields, there's no shortage of unique experiences to enjoy during your stay. Our goal is to provide university conference guests with modern, comfortable, affordable accommodations with a wide range of dining options and convenient event services. Our resourceful, positive staff strives to be easy to do business with and focuses on excellent and timely customer service. We have decades of experience supporting on-campus conferences, and we'll work with you every step of the way to make sure your conference is a successful, positive, and unforgettable experience for you and your guests. Contact us today to get started. The University of Washington.
Okay, we have just one last video to show you. This last video really talks about Oak Hall and showcases Oak Hall is where you'll be staying, the residence hall that you'll be staying on campus while you're here. So we'll share this one last video and then to get into some more scheduling and what to expect from your NHTI experience. All right, so hopefully that gives you a little sense of what Oak Hall looks like, where you'll be staying. That video also showed the district market, which is right across from Oak in the Oak dining room where we'll be meeting for a lot of the sessions for NHTI. The district market is really a convenience store. It's almost like a small grocery store. So if you want to get a coffee or snacks throughout the day, that's right there. So a couple of pieces around accommodations. So you'll be staying in Oak Hall as we shared. It's single occupancy, so you have your own room in a single or double or one of our triple rooms. There's a bathroom connected to your room, so it's an in-suite bathroom, so you have access to that. We'll provide all linen, so you don't need to worry about bringing, sheets, blankets, pillows. All of those will be provided right in your room when you arrive. Wireless internet, of course. And then there is a desk fan. I know we talked about no air conditioning in the rooms, but there is a desk fan that will be located in each of the rooms as well. And then I know in that video you also saw the laundry room. You're welcome to use the laundry room while you're here as well. This is just an example. This is a floor plan or one of the floor plans in Oak Hall. So it shows you what a cluster assignment could look like in the building. So in each cluster, there's 5 participants and 1 faculty member. And the cluster is really an intentional design to make sure you have a small group or cohort that you're learning with and engaging with throughout the entire NHTI experience to really further your learning and engagement in the Institute. So you'll be staying together in your own room, of course, but in the same section of the building. And then each cluster will have their own meeting space in one of these lounges in the building as well, just to gather, connect after sessions, synthesize the information, and really continue reflecting and engaging on the content that you're learning throughout the day. This is a picture of the Oak dining room. So this room is right next to where you'll be staying in Oak Hall. It's a beautiful space. This is where all of our sessions or large group sessions will take place. It's just gorgeous, especially in the summer when the sun's coming through. There's a big green space, as you can see there right outside. Great, sound, just space to really engage and learn. This room is also air conditioned, which is nice, especially throughout the day. Lots of natural light, so great location for us to be in throughout sessions for NHTI. Couple other notes. We'll have a hospitality lounge available in Oak. I'll put a link here at the end. We have a short form for you to fill out if you want to tell us your favorite snack, favorite drink that you want us to purchase for you before you arrive. We'll have a central place in the Oak kitchen with snacks, drinks, things that you might need during your time here. So we have you covered from our hospitality team who will help take care of you. Dining will be a combination of catering in the dining center. So for lunches, we'll go to Center Table on North Campus, and there's multiple meal options and meal concepts in Center Table with different food options. So we'll make sure that we can meet any dietary needs that you have as well. There are some catered meals, some of the barbecues that we have, the banquets. We also have some catered breakfasts in the morning as well. If you shared your dietary needs with us, we have that. So we'll make sure that that's accommodated. Our dining team is phenomenal here. So if you have any specific needs, I encourage you to contact us. You're welcome to contact me if you haven't shared that already. Especially if you could do that beforehand, that'll just help us plan, make sure we're ready for your arrival. So please know that we're able to accommodate most dietary needs. So don't hesitate to ask if you need something specific. And then you also have access to our fitness center. It's called Fitness Center West. It is about a 15-minute walk from Oak Hall. It's on the other side of campus. But know that you'll have access to that free of charge. And we can give you directions and show you where that fitness center is when you arrive. A couple other amenities that we just wanted to highlight close to campus. There's the Burke Gilman Trail, just a great walking area, biking area. It's 20 miles long. It's very close to Oak Hall. You can access it. So just another option other than the fitness center if you want some recreation opportunities. Okay, I'm going to go into a little bit of the schedule for NHTI, and then we'll talk about what to expect and then take some of your questions. So we want to go through each day, just share a couple highlights from each day around what it looks like. So this is the first day on Tuesday. So you can see the faculty will be here Tuesday morning preparing for your arrival. Something to know about Tuesday as well is we're going to have a continental breakfast for all participants in Oak Hall, since a lot of you are most likely arriving on Monday. So we're going to make sure that you're provided with breakfast on Tuesday until we get into the institute itself. We talked about this earlier, but the cluster welcome will happen at 2 p.m. So that's the first session on that Tuesday. And then we'll go into the professional development session and then the opening dinner. So the opening dinner is casual. It's a barbecue that we'll host outside. And it's just a time for welcome, networking. Participants often ask, what is dress code? What does that look like? The Pacific Northwest is a very casual place. So you're welcome to dress as you'd like, whatever you're most comfortable in. But know that Pacific Northwest in general is very casual. So is the University of Washington. Going into Wednesday, we'll have a catered breakfast in the morning, and then we'll go into some of the more educational learning sessions. So a few of those around current issues, politics, really examining power, influence, authority, and decision-making processes. Assessment and planning, really looking at learning outcomes, department goals, divisional goals, belonging, around sense of belonging for students and staff. We also have in the afternoon there, you'll see a content synthesis and integration session. We started this last year, and it's really a summary of what you learned throughout the day, and really helps to connect all of these sessions together in terms of your learning and how it can inform your practice moving forward into the future. And then that evening, there's cluster time, dinner and cluster time in the evening. One thing to note about NHTI is if you've been to another conference before, a lot of times you can choose your own schedule and it might end every day at 5 and then people disperse from there. One thing to note about NHTI is that all the sessions are together. So these sessions highlighted in bold they're a large group. So all participants and faculty will be learning and engaging together through the same schedule. And also, there's a lot of evening commitments that we don't stop it at 5. So we want to continue the learning and engagement. We'll make sure that you definitely get breaks throughout the day, in the evening as well. But just to note that most days end, in the evening hours. You see the schedule here for Thursday. So breakfast again. The resources session is really around budget, facilities, occupancy management. The associate sessions you see on here are really around how we work with vendors and partners in the field of housing and what that looks like in our practice. And then risk management, really assessing, analyzing risk. That content synthesis again. And then Thursday night is Night on the Town. So we're going to give you some recommendations of great restaurants in Seattle. This is also a great time to see the city if you're here just for NHI in a short time. So we'll give you also a light rail pass to get you into the city. As the light rail is very close to campus, so easily accessible. And you can either have dinner with your cluster or we'll help form groups of where you want to go in terms of what restaurant you want to and food that you want to eat that night and coordinate groups together to go for Night on the Town. And then Friday, this is the last full day of NHTI. So we'll have the human resources session. This is also, the faculty panel is also a great session to really close out our time at NHTI. We'll have lunch and affinity spaces. So we'll talk about those a little bit more in June in terms of affinity space options. We'll also have in the afternoon there, you'll see the optional campus tour. Encourage you to take that. And then the afternoon is really time with your faculty. One-on-one time, small group time to really talk about professional development and what you gain from NHTI and how to use that moving forward. The banquet on Friday evening, it is more formal. Again, you can dress as you'd like. There's no dress code by any means. But some folks definitely chose to dress up, some didn't, so up to you. But more of a formal event that Friday night to close out the Institute. Okay, just a couple pieces around looking ahead, next steps, and then we'll take your questions. So some things to be thinking about as you're preparing for your arrival this summer. I would definitely encourage you, if you haven't already, think about your travel, booking travel now that we're just a few months out, especially if you're booking plane tickets and need to coordinate that. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to myself, Ray, Rick, and Ashley, whose emails you have as well. Your faculty should have reached out already and we'll be reaching out to connect with clusters and connect with you before our next meeting, which is June 9th. The faculty will join us for that meeting. So it's a combined meeting with faculty and participants. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So we'll make sure that you have that information in a few emails and we'll send you a meeting request for that as well. And then July 7th, 8th will be arrival. And then the 12th and that Saturday will be departures. One of the last things, this is important to download the NHTI app. This is where the schedule will be, updates will be about the Institute. So I encourage you to download this now so you get all the information. If you ever go to another NHTI event or Campus Home Live, it's the same app. So you can make sure you can access the schedule for NHTI and any future NHTI events that you attend as well. So encourage you to access this as soon as you can. This is my contact information. So again, you're welcome to email me with any questions. Please don't hesitate. We know that a lot of you are traveling from far away. and may have lots of questions around your experience here. We really want to be great hosts. We're excited to have you here. So if you have any questions, big or small, please reach out and connect with us. All right, with that, I'll stop sharing my screen, but wanted to see what questions you have, either about NHTI, Seattle, UW, anything that you have before your arrival. You can either put it in the chat, or you're welcome to unmute too and ask a question.
A quick question.
Yeah.
I was wondering when we should expect any kind of communication about pre-work prior to the conference, and what that would entail.
Yeah, it's a good question. We'll make sure that we get that out to you. Josh, if you have any other information, feel free to share, but we want to make sure that you have enough time for any pre-work, since you all have busy jobs, I'm sure. Well, I know since you all work in housing or in student affairs. So we'll get that to you in plenty of time beforehand, at least a few weeks before. But Josh, any other updates on that piece?
Yeah, the goal is by the end of May. What we're seeing this year is not a substantial amount of pre-work. I expect you will be asked to try to collect a couple documents from your respective departments if they're available, and probably a couple things to read. But we've really tried to de-emphasize any pre-work ahead of time.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Okay, I'll go through a couple questions. I put a link in the chat too. If you want to open that form, it's a Microsoft form. You should have access to it. We're just asking about your favorite snack, drink, or treat, so we can order that for the hospitality lounge. So you're welcome to fill that out. All right, I'm going to go through a couple questions. Then, William, I see your hand too. Let's see, if we submitted the travel form that was sent out, when will we hear back about coordinating transportation for our specific needs? We should hear back soon. Rick and Ashley are looking at each of those requests. We'll probably wait a little bit until we get more forms in. But once we have that, we'll start coordinating all transportation needs. So I would say within a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you should definitely hear back. But if you have a more urgent concern or question, or if you're booking something and you need information, just reach out to us and we can get you a faster answer if you need it as well. Let's see, for driving, what does parking look like on campus? We can coordinate parking passes on campus. It's expensive to park in Seattle, so I will share that. It's definitely not cheap, but we can help coordinate parking passes on campus. There's definitely lots around Oak Hall where you'll be staying that are in close proximity. So we can coordinate that with you. So definitely put that on the transportation form that we sent out, and we can contact you in terms of how to do that. William, did you want to ask your question, and then I'll get to the others in the chat?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is William Turner. He, him pronouns. So I was having a question regarding the any updates or anything that we do get. Would that go through the AkuI events app? And then that's where we should be looking, or looking there as well as email? Just want to, leading up to it.
Yeah, great question. So the KUI Events app, that's where all the information will be and saved and stored, but you'll get an email as well. So both. Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
question. All right, couple other questions in the chat. Is there a dress code during the sessions, or can we dress casual? Also, should we bring our institutional name tags? Dress code is casual. I would say very casual. Like, as I shared, Seattle's a casual place, especially in the summer. So you're welcome, shorts, t-shirt. You can dress up if you want. Really up to you. There's no dress code. Just wear what you're most comfortable in, and what you feel is best. You're welcome to bring your institutional name tag. Not required though. We'll have a name tag for you here. As part of NHTI, we'll give you a name tag and then also a nameplate for the session area. So you don't have to, but you're welcome to bring it if you like. Let's see, can we explore Seattle a little bit if we arrive early on Monday? You definitely can. You're welcome to come to campus, drop off your stuff, and then go explore the city. The light rail is a short walk, less than 10 minutes from where you are on North Campus. So we can always give you directions there. It's such an accessible place. You don't need a car. You can see lots of things. We can give you some recommendations too if you're interested as well. So you can definitely explore the city on that Monday. Yes. Oh, thanks, Josh, for posting the travel form. So that is in the chat. If you haven't filled out the travel form yet, you can access the link in the chat. We can also send it out again in our communications. You will one quick piece around communication. I know William asked about this earlier. You will start getting more communication from us, probably about weekly or so. Just with updates, we'll introduce you to the faculty, share some more information about the city, about the University of Washington. So definitely look out for that. We'll definitely be sending you some more now that we've had this meeting. If you're wanting to stay through Saturday, who should that be coordinated with? You can indicate that on the travel form, and then we'll contact you to coordinate that additional night in Oak Hall. So you're welcome to indicate that on the travel form if you want to stay on Saturday. Okay, let's see. I know Josh mentioned not trying to arrive too late on that Monday. How late is too late? A lot of flights around me don't get there until around 9 p.m. or later. You can arrive later on Monday. The light rail operates pretty late. I think until at least midnight at the airport, depending on the night. So you can arrive later. Not a concern for us. We can make sure if our staff aren't there, they probably won't be there at 9 p.m. on Monday night, but we can make sure we get your light rail card so you can get on the light rail to get to campus. You're also welcome, of course, if you wanted to take an Uber or public transportation, but it's at your own expense, where we would cover the light rail cost for you.
Yeah, we're just trying to, we'll staff once we get all the travel information, we'll staff the airport for sort of the mass arrivals and expect that probably 5 or 6 o'clock we'll ramp that down. And as Vicki said, we have a late arrival process that's fine. It just, the more we can take care of through the process, the better.
Yes.
We will not leave you stranded, and we will make sure you are supported.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, if we needed any last minute essentials or forgot something, do you have a recommendation of a local store, grocery, Target, etc. nearby? Yes, there's we have thought about some of those things. We have some items in the hospitality lounge that people just might forget. Like if you get your toothpaste or something like that, we can usually coordinate that. There's also, I know we talked earlier about the district market. It really is like a small convenience store, and it has a lot of those items in it. So you're welcome to purchase anything from the district market as well. If you can't find what you need on campus, there is grocery stores in the local area too that are accessible. Safeway is probably the closest grocery store to campus. So yes, we can definitely get you connected there. Are there fridges in the space? There are not fridges in individual rooms.
We are putting them in, Vicki.
Oh, we are? Oh.
Yeah, we're putting micro fridges in those rooms, so.
Oh, perfect.
They typically aren't, but it's a special bonus for NHTI.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, perfect. Well, yes, you do have a fridge. There's also there's a large fridge in the common area that will have drinks and snacks and refreshments in as well. Let's see, is there an access code for the Kuhuai Events app? Spencer, do you know this one? Let's see if Spencer heard that. We'll double check on the events code. I didn't think there was, but if you're not able to get in, there might be. So let me check on that and we'll get back to you on the events code. We can put that in one of our communications.
Hey Vicky, I had another random question. I don't know if this came up, but for the conference sessions, like we don't need like a device like a laptop or anything to participate in any of these. Like we can be completely unplugged to kind of experience these, right?
You can, yeah. You can be unplugged. Most definitely. Yes. Yeah, no laptop needed. Any
Just a
other questions?
Wi-Fi detail, if your campus is an Edgerome campus, we are as well, so that there's a pretty seamless way to get on Wi-Fi, and then we'll provide a access code if that isn't an option for you, so you can get on our network.
Any other questions that you have? Okay. Well, we know you may have, oh, William, go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
When it comes to nightly clusters, is there a roughly amount of time that we have for each one of our clusters, like post each day's session to speak and really like delve in?
Yeah, you'll spend time with your cluster throughout the day. So you'll be seated with your cluster throughout the institute for each of the sessions. So a lot of the small group discussions and engagement opportunities are with your cluster. Of course, you'll have opportunities to meet with other participants as well outside of your cluster. So you'll really be interacting all day. And then we have some intentional carved out time for just more reflection spaces too, more in the evening hours. So we'll send you the full schedule too. I know I just gave some highlights today, but you'll see that carved out in the schedule too. All right. Well, we know that you may have some individual questions as well. So you're welcome to, like I shared, email me anytime. We'll send out some more information. We'll get the answers from the access code for the Kuhai Events app. And then any other, common questions that we get, we'll make sure that we put that in our communications. But again, we want to be great hosts. So please reach out if you need anything or have any questions. We're happy to answer before you arrive. So excited to see you all in Seattle. And then before that, our meeting with faculty in June, which we'll send out more information about. So thank you so much for participating today, for joining us, and we'll see you in Seattle this summer.